Next up, we'll be talking about dream stabilization techniques, which is something that you absolutely have to get the hang of if you're going to start getting into the lucid dreaming practice. It's something you'll be doing often throughout your entire life of lucid dreaming. And also it's something that should be done in basically every single lucid dream that you have. And then on top of that too, it's also great to extend your dreams out longer, where say like the dreams, you can feel the dream starting to end, REM's starting to close down, the dream's breaking down. You can actually use these stabilization techniques to push out your dream longer. And so he writes, it is expected for a few lucid dreams to end before their time due to inexperience, but some people continue having problems with it for quite some time. For those who find themselves in this position, the issue arises from placing attention on yourself at a time when you should be paying attention to the dream. And all the best dream stabilization techniques involve interacting with the dream setting in some way. What else? So not only is stabilization something a lucid dreamer should do at the moment they become lucid, which that's a great habit to get into. The moment you get lucid, immediately do a dream stabilization technique, but something that should be done occasionally throughout the dream as well, as I said earlier. Then he goes over some of the different techniques. So like one common one is like people would like to rub their hands together. That's not one I make use of too much, but one I have been using a lot more recently, which is kind of related to that, is I'll find things in my environment and kind of run my hand across them and feel that. Or say if I'm walking by a wall or a fence or something, I'll just kind of run my hand across it. Some people swear by spinning works as a way for them to stabilize their dreams, which is something I've heard of a lot in different other books and stuff like that, but one that has never really worked that well for me. Now, I do make use of spinning, but I'll use it just as a way to kind of just basically randomly change the dream environment in some way. It can be kind of fun one to play around with. His main one is lying on his back at the moment he becomes lucid, which is an interesting one I've never given a try to myself. What else we got in here? Then he talks about what I would basically just call like my active staring technique, where you focus on one thing and try to see all of its minute details to increase your awareness of that object and thus the dream. And then also we'll combine that with like, grabbing it or touching it and feeling it as well. This is a cool one that I've never tried myself, and one I want to give a try, is engaging the parts of the mind that aren't as active during dreams can be a sort of mental stabilization. So doing like simple logical or mathematical problems can work. And then we got this. So regular meditation and other mindfulness practices are generally useful, as lucid dreaming is a type of mindfulness practice itself. Okay, and then he talks about something called all-day awareness, which is something I never heard of before, but then after reading it, it's definitely something that I've made use of in my own personal practice. So all-day awareness is exactly as it sounds. It is the practice of maintaining active awareness of yourself and your environment without allowing yourself to get caught up in thoughts that are not relevant to the constantly unfolding moment for as long and as often as one is able. It is comparable to meditation, but rather than being physically still, we try to call all of the unfolding sensations of our experience into conscious awareness as long as we can, while making ordinary movements with conscious intent and focus. And so this really is basically what you're doing like within a lucid dream, right? Where of course you can sit down and do a classical like stay still meditation within your lucid dreams, which is a very cool thing to do. I had a lot of really awesome experiences from doing that, but for the most part, you're moving throughout your lucid dream like you are in waking life. So it really is basically exactly like this all-day awareness thing. But when it comes to dream stabilization techniques, it really is a pillar and something that you have to get down. But we went through a bunch of different examples in here, but you really don't need to have too many. And I would say have like 2 or 3 of them that you can just regularly do and work great for you, and then just stick to those. You don't really need to expand it too much outside of that. For me, my main 3 are, one is like my active staring technique, where, if you want to see, I've made a bunch of videos on that. Just go to my YouTube channel and search my channel for active staring, and you'll find some stuff on it there. I've also been using a lot more of like grabbing stuff and feeling it, getting the tactile sensations on my hands as a way to stabilize my dreams. And oftentimes we'll just combine that with my active staring one too. And then my other main one would be, I like to look at my feet as I'm walking and say to myself, this is my floor as I'm going around and walking. That can work really great as well. But that'll wrap it up. And then until the next video, keep the lucid dreaming practice legit.